Welcome back everybody. Once again we are live with the Rusty Trader. Now we'll wait a little bit to see if we get a few participants in the stream and then we'll kick right into it. For now I'll just keep you on the current screen. Nothing's changed in the last 4 weeks. We do come up to monthly close. We're at current. We are inside the monthly OB if you use the full wick to tail, but as you know, the last few streams we are looking to get into this weekly OB down at that 28,500 level. Now just give me a tick and I'll just be right with you. If anyone's in, if you can confirm you can hear me. I have trouble with my speaker the last few streams, so it would be nice if we get that confirmation before I kick in. Last time we did half an hour and nothing. Right, let's go. So, as I've just said, last 4 weeks we've seen little or nothing in an aggressive manner. We've seen impulsive price action to the upside, but we're back inside this current range still. So, the bulk of our orders, as we've discussed in the last few streams, I am looking for that retrace into that weekly OB now. Current dealing range is from this low to this high. This is what we're working with, and this is how you want to set up for each week. Now obviously this has been the case for the month. I think we whole of June, well pretty much back end of June, sorry, going into the whole of July now, we've been inside this dealing range and we have not yet moved. Even with the news of XRP, we're still inside the dealing range. ETF news still spiraling out of control. Everyone's going crazy about it. We know our levels, we know what we're anticipating and what we're waiting for. Now, just a quick tip, something that I've been looking at over the weekend. Now, I want you to look at this range. The dealing range, as I've just marked up here, the dealing range from here would have been this low to this high. Now, a very easy way to get into a trade or get into a position, although yes, the breaker was a nice entry, also the OB, the last 3 down candles, but if you fibbed from this low to this high, notice how we wicked into the 50% level. We've come back down, we've seen a retracement even inside this garbage PA that we've seen as this downtrending price action. Once we got back down into this imbalance, into the discount level of this full range, we wicked into 50% and we've seen an aggressive move to the upside. Now highlight that on the current dealing range from this low to this high, notice that 50% level comes into that weekly OB I'm discussing. So I'm looking for very similar price action to what we're seeing here into the breaker to come now into that weekly OB. Now this would leave the monthly close bearish. This would most likely get retail to think that we're going to be starting targeting our local low down at that 24,700 level. This will be ideal for the final move, and I say the final move, it's again not financial advice, it's just what I am personally predicting. I've predicted it all the way from down this level, and once we got further ahead it become more apparent that, in my opinion, the ultimate target is buy side liquidity, but being that there's little or no resistance from this low down to this low, I'm anticipating that the next move is again going to be aggressive, which will get all of retail back in thinking we're going to start targeting all-time highs again, which is great for us. We're positioned predominantly from this area. We reallocated our positions here, added a bit more to the long position. Now we're waiting again for the retracement. Once we get above this high, inside this range, this is where I'm going to be looking for predominantly to be taking profit. Now, discussed on the last video, we always look for that same sort of move. We always look for that reversal. It can be on a lower time frame. You can go from a weekly down to a 1 minute if you choose, if you know what you're doing. My advice is don't go below a 4 hour, because if you go any lower time frame, you're going to get aggressive PA, you're going to get washed up, you're going to be stop type position, especially if you're trading leverage, and it's just not ideal for especially learning how to master trading. For any newbies coming in the market, you want to be looking at higher time frame. This is where you're going to be best practice. You get longer to analyze your trades, you get longer to look at the market, and you can get a feel for how price action moves. So with that, if we get a dip back down to that 50% level, we can be a spot buyer. Not talking leverage, we can be a spot buyer. From here, your first target is that 32,400 level. Ultimately, I'm expecting an aggressive move. As I said, little or no resistance between up to this low. So I'm expecting an aggressive move up to the fair value gap, potentially up to consequent encroachment or 50% of this fair value gap here. So between this wick and this wick, fib that level, you'll get your 50%, and this is where I'm expecting personally for price to reach to. Yes, there's potentially could run a little bit further. We could get up to around that 40k level, maybe even target buy side liquidity, but having your levels marked up and being content where you've taken profit after getting in so low from the start of the year, it's going to be best practice, and you're going to be able to put that money aside. You're going to be out the market, you're going to be able to watch all the news flying around, all the bullish context being printed, all new time highs, this super cycle bullshit that everyone's throwing around. We're just not buying it. Well, me personally, if it happens, so be it. Once we get up to this level, lower time frame, like I said, 4 hour predominantly, I'm going to be looking for a reversal of such. Now this, if we get a short term high, short term low, run on buy side liquidity, this is going to be your manipulation ICT ATM method. Look it up on YouTube. I'll then be looking for a retest of this low. This is your breaking market structure. This is where the algorithm indicates that the market's gone from being in an uptrending market all year. We've been bullish all year. Bitcoin's printed dollars for everybody. Even if you bought this late, you've still made good money on this. And if we get that breaking market structure, we can look to exit our positions, and then we can wait for that flush. As I've said, it's not for the faint-hearted, it's not for a lot of people, but I am expecting a run then on sub 15k. I'm not expecting it to be a full flush in one candle. Well, it'll be great because we can finish the move and we can be back bullish again. I'm expecting this to be going into 2024, potentially 2025. This is the ultimate plan. This is what I'm looking for. Now, as I've said, we'll come to monthly close. We should get some volatility in the market. We've got interest rates coming on Wednesday around 7 PM, I believe, with a few other high impact news in and around these dates. So we should see some volatility in the market. Right now, we're still inside this range. We're still inside our dealing range from June up to the start of July. So this is what you want to work with. Dips here are for buying, in my opinion. We are still very much bullish. If we get in this, we get from the 50% up to 32k. We're nearly 15% on our position. If we get a run up to the fair value gap, as I'm predicting, up to consequent encroachment, maybe even a full fill, then we're looking for plus 30%, and that's buying very late into the market. Everybody knows taking profit is how you make money. If you don't, you're gonna most likely be exit liquidity for the big players. So being content with taking profit, knowing your worth, knowing what's best practice for yourself, you know, pay yourself. Going forward, you're gonna build your account. You're gonna get good growth on all your assets. Now, one thing I do, I don't take profit and draw the money out. I'll take profit and reallocate it into other positions. Now, with this potential dip and a potential run, alongside that, we have Bitcoin dominance. Now, Bitcoin dominance, so far, we've predicted it quite well. We've had a level of consolidation. We're inside the manipulation. We're showing initial signs that we're potentially seeing a reversal, but at current, we're still above that 50% level. Now, this was dropped in the Discord earlier this afternoon. What I'm looking for, now we've had that initial break in market structure from that 51-40% level. We've seen a nice downward candle imbalance. This is where I want price to retrace up to. Again, coming to that low where we've got that another breaking market structure. So we've had the first breaking market structure over here. A nice move, but not as impulsive as what we've just seen here. Again, notice how we've seen a retracement up to that low, slightly above, and then we've got another aggressive move. So this is exactly what I'm looking for. Some slow PA, nice little grind up. Bitcoin dominance. This could potentially be where Bitcoin starts to see a rally up to that 32k range, and then we get a flush in the market. If this occurs, this is where again we should start to see alts rallying. Now, a lot of alts, especially the hot ones, HBAR, Link, XDC, XRP, others right off the top of my head. Casper's in a nice run going into the early of the week, and like I said, XDC's in huge upside last week. I say last week, this week from OTE again, from fibbing the low to the high. OTE rallied above from this candle up to the high. We've seen a 90% move. Now this is in my opinion, a bearish retracement. So if Bitcoin dominance does see that reversal and does break market structure once again, where the fuck is it? Rally above, break market structure again, taking out these lows. This is where again we should start seeing a further run on our alts. But firstly, I would like to see this piece of shit move, because this is just, I find it untradeable sometimes. The PA on it's sloppy, although it gives us a slight similarity to what Bitcoin's doing. It seems relatively slow. It's in sideways consolidation. We're seeing a little bit of nice reversal pattern inside this range, but we're stuck inside that breaker. Notice how price action's staying above 50%. So this is very bullish still. Getting into it, you've got to be, from my experience, you've got to be a little more patient with it. I don't have much luck with ETH. Bitcoin for me is one of the best assets to trade, especially from an ICT perspective. It follows every aspect of his analysis to the T. While ETH can do, I just find it very slow. At the end of the day, Bitcoin is king. So we've got to be patient. Inside here, inside this range, inside that breaker, if we drop down the time frames, I did drop some analysis for Patreon, so I do apologise for showing this to everybody, but this is what I'm going to be looking for. Now we've run sell side liquidity, we've had this pool of liquidity, we've seen a level of consolidation. This could hypothetically be the first part of ICT Power at 3. You've had a level of consolidation, you've had participants building up their positions to build up buy stops, which inevitably got ran out, and then they built up. And then the sell side was also built up, allowing people to place orders. They've been stopped out, they're getting washed up, they don't know what's going on. They're probably given up now, sell side's been ran, they're probably stalemate in their position. If we then rally above this short-term high over at $1,900, if we can then see a retracement back to this OB, these last two down candles, potentially down to 50%, this is where again we can be a buyer of this position. From here, if we can get a bounce, first target, I'm going to target this pool of liquidity above that 1946 level. But with Bitcoin dominance start to see a turn to the downside, my ultimate target for this, if we go over to the weekly, is again that imbalance just above buy side liquidity. So from anywhere between 2130 all the way up to 20, let's round it up to 2500. Once we make this move, this is again going to be somewhere where I'm going to take a lot of the position off. When I say a lot, this is again with Bitcoin. I personally will be cutting up to around 90% of my position, leave a little bit on just in case we get a little bit of juice and a little bit more bullish price action, drag more retail's money into the market. Leave a little bit on because at the end of the day, we're traders. We don't 100% know what's going on with the market. We're just best trying to position ourselves. So at the moment, while yes, we've ran sell side liquidity into support, into that OB over here, and also this breaker. We've rallied above, brought market structure on a weekly level. We've consolidated back inside that range. Lower time frame, we can start to hone in on our positions. We can start to analyse and think, right, how are we going to get into the market? Now, this is where we've got a little bit more patience. If we get a break in market structure and run above this high, wait for the pullback. Once we get the pullback, this is where we start entering the trigger. This is where we hit the buttons, we hit buy, and then we can ride this move out. At the moment, market's just open, so I'm not expecting too much to happen going into the Asian session. Most likely London, New York, we could see a little bit more volatility as the money starts to flow in. But we have our levels. We can be patient, we can sit back, we can be relaxed and wait for price action to play out. Like I said, at the moment, ETH still a piece of shit, still the slowest asset on the market. It doesn't do anything, it's slow, but it could be a nice payer. If we get this move right and we get that pullback down to the OB, again, nice 22% move up to a full fill. Again, we're looking at a 30% move, so that's two assets I've shown you. 60% upside, 60% better off than 90% of participants in this market, because no one likes to take profit. Everyone thinks the market's just going to continue to the upside. No one uses the brain and thinks the market has eventually got to rebalance and reprice and see a level of retracement. What I'm thinking long term is that there's going to be some big news narrative that's going to crash all markets. Whether that happens or not, time will tell. Whether this is a good level to take profit at, time will tell. But it's what I'm doing. And I'm not expecting you to follow suit exactly, but I like to be transparent. I like you to know my moves. I like you to know what I'm thinking and what I'm going to be doing with my current long positions. If I'm wrong, could be wrong. If we rally above, we show some further bullish PA above this imbalance. Rally above, print a low, rally above again, and then we start to see some bullish PA. As such, we can then reallocate our positions, and then we could potentially get back in the market. Now, this is not us out of pocket. This is us making money from the lows, taking profit, knowing our levels. If we're wrong, we can reallocate. Yeah, we might be 5-10% out on what we could have been if we just held, but if you hold to this level, I'm correct, and we rally above, break market structure, you think, oh, this next move's going to go up. We hit the swing low, this breaker inside the swing low, and then we break down 30% from there. Pretty much everything you've made from the whole year is just going to be wiped out. So, like I said at the start, you've got to be content, you've got to know your levels. If you want to be a long-term holder in this game, it is totally fine. You can do whatever you choose. You don't have to follow anybody in this market, but at the end of the day, we're on here to show you what we do. A lot of people are different. You've got to find who's most suited to you. Like I said, I've followed ICT now for 7 years. I've never touched anything other than ICT, and for me it's paid dividends, changed my life for the better. It's enabled me to meet people I'd never have met in my whole life. I've made very good friends in this game. I speak to people across the water. It's crazy, but this is what trading does. It brings everybody together, and then in the good times we all celebrate together. In the bad times we all throw stones at each other. So just like I said, be patient, let's ride the moves out, and let's make some money. With that, we can look at Bitcoin on a lower time frame, because at the end of the day we all want to share what we're thinking. I did discuss this in last stream. We have level of consolidation, slight manipulation. It's not the best. I would like to see a little bit further run on this to be a confirmed top, but before the flush, but nevertheless we didn't get it. We have a lot of buy side liquidity here. We have a lot of stops. So what I'm anticipating, if we are going to see that dip going into the week, if we can rally above up to this level, retest, buy stops again, they'll be triggered. Everyone will be thinking, right, we're going in the right direction. We're going to start heading towards that 37k, maybe 40k, maybe 50k, maybe all-time highs. We can all get crazy. Then we get a break in market structure. Once we get that break in market structure, again, it's the same fucking thing. I talk about it all the time. We see a retest from there, and then this is where we can target these levels. Very cliche what I talk about. It's very the same. I trade it all the time. You can see it here. Even inside the range, we've had the short-term high, short-term low, run on the buy stops, break in market structure here. Seeing a retest, we could potentially see a flush, but as price hasn't rebalanced enough, in my opinion, we're nowhere near that 50% level. Let me just throw that break in. You know I like 50%. It's a sweet spot. Predominantly, price always targets 50%. Now it's not due to the fib, it's due to the price. So around that, I believe around that 31k level, potentially a little bit lower. It could be 3700, but around that 31k level, I'm going to anticipate. But this is what I'm anticipating for the price to run up to. See that manipulation, wait for lower time frame, breaking market structure, get in the trade, 1-2% stop, and we'll target this low. This hopefully will be the pass I need for phase 2 of my skill funded trader account. If I get it, it'll be great. I only need, I think it's 5%, so this move, if I get it even from these highs, we're talking about 7%, so I'll easily clean up on that. So we can all celebrate again. We can celebrate my little victory. It's in a funded account. You'll know that the way I trade can get you a funded account. If you want to know a little bit more on that, there's going to be a link below. You can find our Discord. You can join our community. You can have a chat. You can see what goes on. We discuss all assets right across the board, stocks, crypto. Don't really touch Forex personally, but metals, gold, I mean, we killed gold last week. Gold was beautiful. We did this live. It was nice to catch the move. We discussed again, ICT power 3, it's on the chart again. This guy must know something. This ICT, Michael Huddleston, must be a really good trader. Maybe he's not what everybody says he is. Maybe he's actually a genuine guy trying to help everyone out. Consolidation, allowing participants to build up their orders, gain liquidity. This is what ICT predominantly works its trading around, is liquidity. When you get a run on the stops, this is manipulation. In here, you wait for the reversal. Now, your reversal would have been a lower time frame to get in on a manipulation if you wanted. Buying it, especially when leverage is not advised at all, because you could get washed up in the market, get frustrated, price moves the way you wanted, but you stopped out the game. So waiting for the levels to hit is key. But if you notice here, once we run sell side liquidity, we printed a low, we rallied above, made a higher low. Inside this higher low, if you drop down the time frames, I will guarantee it will show exactly that same reversal. There it is. Now I can see 2 entries straight off the wagon. Let me just keep the red box for fucking hell. Now I am flicking through quick because I like to keep these short. I like for the views to be high. I notice if it's over an hour, people fucking give up. I would give up. 1 hour time frame again allows you time to analyze the market. What I've just discussed on Bitcoin, what I've discussed on ETH, I'm going to show you right now. So inside that manipulation, you wait again. Wait for a level of liquidity to build up. So we're looking for sell side liquidity when we're looking for buys. Once sell side liquidity is built up, participants here have placed the stops. We've seen a level of manipulation. Straight after manipulation, they're thinking, right, we're in the money, we're in the right trade. Price reverses, breaks market structure, because this is your short term high, this candle here. Does extend out in time because it is a pretty tight range, as it's just one candle. Please tell me you can hear me. I'm getting my phone going crazy. Yeah, everyone can hear me. Run on sell side liquidity, breaking market structure. This last down candle, now this is just one down candle. Extend this out in time. This would have been your lower time frame entry for your leverage trading to get in on the manipulation. If you got in here, stop below this low, 1%, boom. This is how I trade. I trade with a 1% stop loss. If it's higher than 1%, I'll trade up to a 2%, but I'll half my position size. So if I'm trading 2 contracts on 1%, obviously I'll drop it down to 1 contract on 2%, so on and so forth. But I don't really look for any trades above 2%. It's just a rule of thumb. If you start going to 3 to 4 to 5, then you're going to start being a lot of trades. You're going to be stuck at the computer. You're going to have to wear glasses like I do, and then you're just going to be a waste of time. So this was your lower time frame entry. If you got in this, and you targeted our higher time frame targets, which was the weekly fair value gap, so 1985. Let's say you bought the top 1% stop there, it's 0.98. 1985. You've done 3.8%. You've it's a challenge passing move just on one asset. Now, what happens if you miss that? If you miss that, you've then got to wait again. You've got to try and piggyback the move, but you've got to be again content with your positions. Now, I discussed live that while we were below buy side liquidity and below the finish of ICT power of 3, that this imbalance could prove vital. This was the trade I took. I used the candle wick up to this wick. I look for price to come down to 50%. Once you broke down below this low, you can be a potential buyer. Now again, you've got to be content. You've got to think, right, keep your 1%. So again, you could have traded that from the top. I got in a hell of a lot lower. I think I was around that 1950 level. So my stop was super tight on this, 0.87%. I got in that trade. I was straight out again once we were above buy side liquidity. The move's done. Again, that was for me a challenge pass. I was able to put 2 contracts on the market, so I had a full position size. I took profit. I think the move was around $1,500. The target for the account was 800. One asset passed me the whole challenge, while I was already up on the whole account anyway. This move just pushed me up. It cleared it. Confidence was flying. We seen exactly what I anticipated. The move was clean. and again, this is how you piggyback the move. This is your ultimate entries. This is where you want to be, even when you're spot buying. If you're looking for positions on leverage and you're seeing a run on short-term lows, so if you see price print short-term high, short-term low, another short-term high, then you run the stops, break market structure, you want to be on this retest. Lower time frame entry, then we can start targeting higher time frame bias. If you do that, you're going to make a hell of a lot of money in the market. You're going to pass a lot of challenges. You're going to have your stop loss super tight. You're going to have very consistent trading. When you're piggybacking the moves, you can be slightly wrong. I got a call on BTC back in on Thursday looking for a similar move of what we've seen on Bitcoin. Never happened. Price broke way below, retested the lows, never made a new low, printed a higher low nevertheless, but sometimes it doesn't go in your favour. Now with gold, now we've made this move, now we've finished ICT Power 3, we've retested the highs. What I'm looking for now is if we get a break in market structure, I want you to note what this PA looks like. What have I just been discussing? You've got your short-term high, short-term low into the fair value gap. You run on stops here, run on buy side liquidity. If we get a break in market structure now, consecutive down candles, potentially gold's going to start reversing, and our first target's going to be these lows down at that 1893. So we're looking for a retest. If we get the break in market structure, then a further flush in price. Don't know what that is, I'll just clean it up. As of yet, we're waiting for PA. We could get another stab on the highs. We could target, again, lower time frame fair value gap over here. As of yet, we're going to just let the market make its move. Well, that's gold. Silver. I'm more predominantly spot holds on silver than anything. Again, notice the move once we've run sell side liquidity, that aggressive move to the upside, targeted the bearish OB. We're seeing a level of retracement. This is on a monthly level, using the fib from low to high. Just fell short of OTE, but notice the PA around that 50%. If you're a buyer at the 50% of the range, higher time frame, especially for spot positions, this is where you're going to have your best performing assets. Buying at highs and chasing price, you're just going to be negative 90% of the time. Until price makes all-time highs, you might make 10% in your position, but we make 20, 30, 40% in our positions because we're patient. It's as simple as that. Now let's jump over to the dollar. The dollar last week was nice. Again, discussed this all back over at the highs at 113, 114. Looking for breaking market structure, we sense a reversal. This is why we got in so early on crypto. On a monthly scale, we've got 8 days. If we close now above please don't take my word in on this, literally. If we now close above this level, we have bullish swing fairly pattern. Bullish swing fairly pattern is when price sees a level of manipulation, takes out all the stops, and then lower time frame we'll see entries to get in on the longs. If the dollar is going to start seeing let's clear all this. The dollar's going to start seeing retracement up to this imbalance. Again, I've been discussing this for a long time. I expected it way back in March. It didn't happen. We just seen further downside, which was good for our assets. But if we now close above bullish swing fairly pattern, we could see a level of retracement looking for buy side liquidity. Our first targets are going to be here. Ultimately, this is going to be our final target up to that imbalance, hit the 50% level. Now, this took from September 2022 down to July 2023 to happen. So this again could take another 8 months, 12 months. This ties in with the fact that I'm looking for the bull run to occur in 2024, 2025. If we see a level of retracement here, crypto and all other assets against the dollar should see that bearish reversal. It all ties in. So at the moment, we're candle closed above. Weekly, you can see we're starting to make moves. If we break market structure here, let's just reverse that over there. There's our monthly swing highs. If we break market structure here on a weekly level, no, I don't own a BMW. If we break market structure here on a weekly level, these last two down candles extend out in time. They will be our bullish OB. But I have discussed. Let me just clear them so that I like to keep my charts clean. We're on a daily, no weekly. If we drop down to the 4 hour, again this was discussed live. Did we go down to a 1 hour? Sell side liquidity, let me zoom in on that. I think it's crazy how often it plays out. I think it's boring talking about it all the time because it's the same sort of context, but it plays out on every single asset. Sell side liquidity, manipulation, aggressive move to the upside, very clean into a support level on that higher time frame. So we're back down, we're inside the support level, we've ran sell side liquidity. Breaking market structure here, I don't know why that's got dollar signs. Breaking market structure. Extend these 4 down candles, it can either be one or consecutive. Extend them out in time. This is your entry, this is where you're potentially going to get your reversal from, and at the moment we've rallied up, we've seen a nice aggressive move away from that. We've broke market structure here, which I remember was that 4 hour swing high. No, it wasn't, I've just fucking lied to you. Broke our level here, and we're continuing to rally. Now I am anticipating that we're gonna at least see a run. Where is it? I'm anticipating we're gonna see at least a run up to that 102 level, up to this swing low. Once we get up to this range, this is where we'll either see the death and see the sword. Great for crypto. Crypto can rally, potentially it might start seeing high targets and what I've discussed, but if we rally above, start making some higher highs, a little bit of manipulation, nice bullish reversal, and we start seeing continuation and continuing higher highs and higher lows, then this will potentially confirm that we are going to see a reversal on the dollar and all other assets are going to start seeing the time on the downside. Oh, juicy. Under 30k, Trader Mane is now under his gay line. He is on holiday, I believe. So he'll be happy. Link was one asset we discussed way before anyone else. Just get rid of this. This is all over me Twitter. Consolidation, when you see a level consolidation for this amount of time, the manipulation is very key to get in. This is one of the times I will just impulsively buy. One of our community members, I think, is around 2.5 grand up just on this one asset alone. We had many assets with similar sort of PA, similar sort of levels. We're at a discount level of the range. The BTC pairs also at a discount level. We bought all the stops. We got in a manipulation. We rallied. We broke market structure. We've retested. We've bought again. Now we're waiting for a further run. Once we get above consolidation, ICT Power 3 has finished, but with Bitcoin dominance dropping, there is the potential that this could run a little bit further. If you want to know more, you're going to have to get in our Discord. That's all I'm saying. I can't give you everything on here, otherwise there'll be no point me having a Discord. I might as well just stick to YouTube. So treat you mean, keep you keen, all that sort of stuff. Like I said, what I've just discussed on the dollar, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, continually printing higher highs, higher lows, seeing manipulation in the market, running a low and then seeing a nice impulsive move to the upside is also a great time to buy. It's not something to be scared of. It is there to make you scared, drive fear into you, make you sell your position, but nevertheless, this model isn't finished. I'm predicting not before the end of the month, but going into August, this asset will be complete. We will be above that $10. We'll have doubled our bags way before the rest. All you retail fools will be buying this all the way up. And no, we'll be selling on your ass. You'll be buying off us because we've bought heavy on that asset. EWT, very similar sort of thing. While we've not ran the lows of this, we are seeing a run on the main consolidation of the move. We've been a buyers down to that $2.3 at the moment. It's back in consolidation, but we're waiting for that further move to the upside. Distribution comes, then this is where market perception, we start to look to take profit above buy side liquidity. Again, there is potential of this move going a little bit higher, but given how the asset's moving at the moment, I think $2 up to $5 is going to be perfect place to enter, exit. 121% on our positions. I think given what XRP did, given what Link's already done, 1 inch I also believe we've nailed. Was it a monthly? Sell side liquidity, manipulation, run on stops, breaking market structure, retest potential again for this to see another impulsive move and an aggressive move. This moved 100% from our buys. Again, wait, be content with your orders. This move now is to drive fear into the market. If the market is to continue, Bitcoin doesn't see that 28,500 and it just rips to 32k, what do you think the rest of the market's going to do while Bitcoin dominance is low? The rest of the market's going to flourish on a massive scale. Assets are going to be flying left, right and centre. So again, another nice asset to find. PA's clean, run on sell side liquidity, spot orders. What else have we got? Don't like that. Dot. We are on sell side liquidity there, but my problem with DOT, similar to my issue with my position on Energy Web token, is the fact that these lows are very clean. The breaking market structure is not fully convincing, in my opinion. We're back in the consolidation. Nevertheless, the fact that we've held above this and not broke it, you can think about accumulating. If you're talking about long term, if you're content with your buys, you can be a buyer of this. What I am personally anticipating is a rally above, take at the lows, and then a reversal. This is where I'm personally going to be jumping in heavy on this asset. I am starting to accumulate at these levels. If I see further price action, we do break market structure and we can get above this OB, I'll be a buyer a little bit higher. I'm fine with that because my targets for this, again, up to that monthly fair value gap at $10. So buying it around $5 to $7 and taking TP in at around $10, waiting for that big drop that I'm looking for. Big move, 2-3x. Again, one asset. I'm showing you multiple assets here. They all print the same PA. It just gets, again, H-bar. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Hopefully you start to see it. It might start clicking. It takes its time. Sell side liquidity, short term low. There's your consolidation, we had your manipulation. You could have been a buyer at that, but like I said, sometimes it's worth being a little bit patient. Once you get a run on buy side liquidity and then a break in market structure, while we were buyers of here in support, again because we're content with our position, spot buys, a lot of people would have been chasing this. A lot of people would have bought all the way through this move. Now this move was crazy from the low. Over 170%. A lot of people would have bought up here. Like I said, 90% of people are going to be net negative. Currently, they're negative 50% on their positions because they just don't know what they're doing. They just continually chase price. They're always net negative. You best perform when you wait for the market to reverse. Wait for that correction. Know your levels. Now, this is monthly analysis inside the OB. Weekly, you could have honed in on that a little bit more. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down candles is your order block. If you fib this level, oh Rusty, 50%, fucking hell. It's just the sweetest spot on the chart. It plays out so often. Don't know what it is, but consequent encroachment, 50%, equilibrium, whatever you want to call it. If you go through your charts, do your back testing, whatever you want to do, mark up your OBs, your breakers, your full range, see how many times, if you bought at 50% and it sold at the next high, how much money you would have made, compared to if you buy here and you wait for the price to rally a little bit more. Because let's face it, if you're buying at the tops, the market, you're waiting for price to run a hell of a lot higher. If you're buying with us and how we like to buy, you're buying price at super discount level, you're getting ready to take profit at old highs when people are not even thinking about this asset. Then they're starting to buy. Once that money comes in, price starts to rally a little bit more, we can take profit and make a hell of a lot of money, and then price is going to sink on your ass. Now, I've gone through multiple. Casper, personally not really interested in charting that at the moment. Need to see a little bit more. ICX, what's this doing? Again, discount of the range. What I don't like is, while it has shown a level of liquidity run, it's not clinical for me. I like to see a little bit more purge, like I discussed on Bitcoin. The fact that we've ran buy side very shallow and not shown a nice reversal up there indicates to me that price could just rally above. Now with this low, not convincing enough for me to go too heavy on this asset. We were buys at this OB. Notice how we retested it twice. Even after we ran all the way up to 50 cents, we come all the way back down. Again, if you're a buyer at this top, even this candle, you're currently negative 40% on your position once again, so you're not doing anything any different. We've got two opportunities here. So Bitcoin dominance plays out. If you buy at these levels, if you buy at current price now and the market is going to start seeing that upside that we are anticipating right across the board on alts, then you're going to be paid. Simple as that. But at the moment, monthly candle close, we're predominantly going to be focusing on Bitcoin. That's where the money is. XRP's had its time to shine. I've not done that fucking coin yet, actually. Do it in a second. To recap, I am waiting for a retrace to the OB. Hit that 50% level. Once we get this, going to be a buy and wait for that final move. If price rallies above and hits 32k, then this move, in my opinion, is going to be off the table. I'll just be looking to be short the market from there. But at the moment, this is your dealing range from 28, 24. What's the candle? Doesn't show me. Why? 24,700 up to the high on the 10th of July. This is your current dealing range. This is what you want to be highlighting on your market. look for 50%, be a buyer of it. Potentially come down to OTE, which is 50% of the actual order block, and we'll be targeting 32k, potential run up to 37k. This is going to be the end game, and that's all we're waiting for. For now, like I said, a little bit more patience, wait for the market to come to us. I'll finish on XRP. XRP, I'm still net short. Lower time frame, it was a 1 minute entry. It was all over Twitter. I trolled everybody. Everybody's buying, thinking dollar, dollar, dollar. Why I believe it could happen if we get the move, as I'm discussing on Bitcoin dominance. People are buying this at 90 cents, 70 cents. People are going crazy because it's been deemed not a security. It's the only asset with clarity, regulatory clarity, and all that bullshit. Blah 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 blah. What I'm waiting for personally is once price gets below that 50% level of the dealing range, where did it fit from? Was that a dealing range or was that the imbalance? Now I feel like a fucking idiot. Where did it fib from? Was it the imbalance, Rusty? I do not have a clue where I fibbed that. Where have we got that line from? Maybe I've just made it up. Fully got it from somewhere, but I do not know. Anyway. And one of that's tonight's mission. Again, we discussed these levels once. Did not expect, let's face it, did not expect this move. Did not expect it just to go so aggressive and just happen so fast. Didn't expect just Torres to come out during the stream of It's Not Security and boom, away we go. So we discussed here that once we start breaking market structure on the retest, we can be buyers. This is going to be the same. What I'm waiting for now is once price gets below 60 cents, back inside that support level, showing on the weekly, inside this range, so from that old high down to this OB here, down at around that 50%, we could potentially be a buyer. Now we could potentially be a buyer because I believe if the market follows suit, we're going to be targeting buy side liquidity over here. There's going to be a lot of stops, a lot of liquidity residing above this area. This is where it could potentially be our target. This also will be a breakout of the last, from 2018 all the way to current price. It'll be a breakout of the range. So again, this will drive people to be very bullish. People be a buyer of this trend line expecting this. What could happen is we see further run, retest below the trend line, we get our 30%, and then we get our reversal from there. That's what I'd like to happen. Nevertheless, I will be reallocating my positions. I was a seller in this. I sold at around 80 cents. I will be a buyer again at around that 50%. 50%, fucking hell, I love 50%. I will be a buyer inside this range down to 50% level. Bitcoin dominance shows its hand. It continues as it's doing. We can then target around that $1.40 level. Again, huge upside, especially with an asset with regulatory clarity and all that bollocks. The money is going to be flowing over to XRP. All the US can start buying it up. Again, I won't be holding this asset just because it's the coin and it's going to do this, it's going to do that. It's tied with banks. In my opinion, utility comes 24, 25. That's where everything's pointing to. That's the way the bias is. That's how it stays. I am not moving. If something changes on the chart, then I'll change what I'm going to do. I don't follow news as how I make money in this game. I don't follow news of how I enter or how I exit. I look for price levels. I'll follow the chart. I look exactly what we're given to us on TradingView. This is how we make our money. You don't make money on news. News is a driver to either keep you in an asset or get you out of an asset. Simple as that. So with that, it's 11 o'clock. I've just done a 1 hour stream, which I did not want to do. So anyone who's going to be rewatching this, I do apologise. But Discord link is going to be below. For all you XRP army nutcases, we can be a buyer here. Ignore this. Buy it around that 60 cents down to 50. We're going to be targeting the buy side liquidity. Again, this could be a top performing asset. Do this, we could be another 87% up in our position. I've shown you about 6 or 7 assets. We're going to be around 1,000% just across them. Obviously we're in multiple assets, a lot more than that. Jump in the Discord, go over to Twitter, like my stuff. Doing a funded challenge at the moment. I've passed phase 1, so shows your support. If I pass it and you want to know how I passed it, while I give you some hints and tips on here, we do have a Patreon over in the Discord. I discuss it in there. I give advice, not financial advice obviously, because I'm not a financial advisor, but I give you the how I set myself up. I give you my risk management, I give you my mindset rules, I give you how I trade news narratives, and more importantly, I give you the setup. So with that, I'm going to call it a night. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you in the next one.